I live. Barely. I got some coffee. And it's barely keeping me awake. Anyways, I'm gonna join VC. There we go. Like, why isn't it loading?
That moment y'all hit the ready check, but some of y'all weren't even in the fucking voice call. I was like, alright.
It's alright to play the game, just not to chat.
Damn. Alright. Alright, just a double check, since we haven't been here in like 2 weeks. No our clock spots for Paradigo, whatever, so.
Oh, for the...
Super
What's
chain.
it called? Super Chain?
Yeah, super chain.
Hannah
Nobody's
changed her
gonna-
hair because I threatened to steal it.
Hey, get over here.
People are not getting in their clock spots, man.
Where's your spot? Alright. Nope. Nope. Anna. You're in front of Noah. It's alright. It's okay. That's what we're here for.
Remember, this is gonna change based on the middle facing the boss's north.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And everything prior to Super Chain for the tethers and towers, that's opposite colors, right?
Yep.
Right, okay.
And if it's towers, like the people with towers, DPS is looking at 4 and going counterclockwise.
Correct, okay. Yeah.
Tanks and healers are looking at A and going clockwise.
Towers are on the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright. Let me move this seat back. Thank you. For some reason, I forgot. I don't have it saved because... Oh my god. Anyways. My computer went through another episode.
Oh no.
Last weekend, it was... Yeah. Alright.
Oh, it's fine.
I know, and I appreciate it. You know, I have like 7 other people here, and I'm like, one of y'all have it, so appreciate you guys. Okay.
Vic's here to cut vegetables. Wouldn't be the first time ninjas made me cry.
Damn.
I do not remember where I have my Sambas. Oh yeah, I was on Zen. Hmm.
Thanks, man.
Excuse me? Did we get hit?
Yeah.
But it was stay, wasn't it?
Oh, we got nuked by the laser.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got cleaved. I was so confused.
No.
I was like looking at Ifrit coming out and I died and I was like, wait, did I misread that?
We got laser cannon.
Alright.
Thanks, Al. And
Goodbye, Zen.
Ah, shit, here we go again.
alright. What you have? It was a lost Lullaby.
Wow.
It's okay.
Like when the little kid gets lost in the department store.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Tethers just go straight across from where you're tethered.
Yeah.
That's not. It will always be random.
Thank you, sis.
If I'm understanding correctly the question, but I think that, yeah. You just go straight directly across from your tether.
Thanks, Mark.
Oh, this first. You just kind of start up at 4 and then you work your way counterclockwise till you find the 1, 2, or 3, or 4 that is the opposite of your color. So the first one working from 4 down, if you were dark, you would find the first person who's light tether, which was me because I was at 4.
Oh, fuck. No, right? Oh, Jesus. Or...
Okay, hold on.
Remember,
Yeah,
we're,
that was big.
yeah, DPS we're starting at 4 if you're a tower, and you're working counterclockwise till you hit the very first person who's your opposite. It can, like, I remember last time we did it, there were times where I ended up having to be, like, on the 2 side. So you might have to go all the way across, but you're going from 4 to 3, then to 2 to see who's the person you need to be paired with.
It might have just been someone else was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, if you have the tower, you want to like drop it by the opposite color tether.
Like that very first run with Sani, I was the light over at 4.
Yeah,
so
'cause,
you would like
'cause I
he had
think,
run by me, but with the confusion, you would have been right because Sunny, I think you would have been at 4 for that one if you were the Dark Tower because I was the light beam.
Also, remember that the tethers, you want to be like straight opposite.
Well, we're making a nice box.
Yeah. So I know, like, it kind of confused me that, like, when I was going to my spot, it looked like I was making an X with the other light person. I was like,
It's really easy sometimes to be because they're not like directly across. Like sometimes I think they're a little bit, they can be towards center, so sometimes it's easy to get cross. But yeah, just be like check everybody else's beams, and if you notice that, just run across or whatever.
Alright.
The skybox is pretty.
A buh?
I got nothing.
Nah.
I'll just pretend. Oh, come on, I was in it.
The game said no.
Yep.
You ain't in shit. Just let my chicken nuggies soak in.
A rice chicken.
Chicken arise. Arise, chicken. Don't forget the beams.
AoE? And the tank buster coming out. Alright, super chain's coming up.
Ugh.
Gonna be out in partners. Big out. Going clockwise.
Oh shit.
I hate the witch. Hold on. Red, right, light, left. That's based on facing into the boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lasers are opposite. Lasers go up front and are opposite.
Yeah, my mind said light right, left red.
Oh no. Yeah,
Yeah, I
light
went
left.
the wrong way.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Light left. I mean, light right makes more sense in my brain just because the rhyme, but
Mm-hmm.
right red, light left.
But then red left has no association.
I know.
Or just
I
do
know.
The alliteration.
I get why they did it that way for the R's and the L's, but
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna explain it to you for 10 more minutes.
LLRR. Alright.
I just remember it from Tsukiyomi because I always did the call out light right for her light and dark. Thanks for dying on the controller.
I think we might be too close over there, and that's why we're getting the laser. So I thought we needed to be
Yeah.
like to the back of the marker.
Can we still be in melee range?
Maybe
Is that
even
max
behind the
melee?
marker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that should be fine. Her hitbox is fucking massive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we had it consistently before, so
Yeah. That's fair.
it shouldn't be an issue with that. We're just missing some nuance to positioning that we had figured out before and have now forgotten.
Lost to time.
We'll never get it back.
Like Tears in Rain.
Hotlander dropped it in the sea when the fucking trailer aired.
Damn you, Hotlander.
Think so. Oh. Hold on.
think in my head.
These lines are a bad thing for me to have here.
Playing hopscotch.
Like, gotta hop around tracing them. Actually, that would make more sense. I'm trying to like jump on the lines.
Step on a crack and break your mother's back.
Okay, so I see what happened. I think Leona took my spot.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. Unless
The
one of the
person
tethers-
who was
Well-
next to me with the light tower was correct.
Well, the thing is that okay, so here's the thing. You and me, Leona had the dark towers, right? And
Can I drop
Our-
by the closest light tether? Oh.
which is
God.
4.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I always forget to actually fucking like look for that person. Like my vision starts from 4 and then goes around from there.
Yeah.
The hard part is you have to remember that the person with the tether can be on either side of the waymarker. So there could be a person with a tether between D and 4 or between 4 and A. And that person between
Yeah, I
4 and
just
A with the
make
tether
sure
is
that's
still for 4, yeah. So you always have to be mindful of that.
We can pull.
I kinda want to play chicken and see how close I can get to the boss without pulling it.
Oh, okay. Now I messed
Yeah.
up that time. Yeah. 'Cause I saw. That was my bad. I saw the tether south, and I should have went the other way.
I was already upset because I had to go out to fucking Narnia from where I started. That must
Now we're
help.
even.
No. Slights against me are more severe.
Jesus.
I know that feeling, Hannah. I mean, I had to do what's it called, a gnashing fan during this whole thing, pressing buttons. And games like no.
I hope you all make the most of my tech step during Super Change.
I thought you were machines all the time.
What?
Thanks, South.
I need a friend.
Explosions.
Trying to see.
Vic, that sounds fucking awful.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I see what happened. Okay. Noah, you had Light Tower, and you were next to Light Tether. Yeah. And that it confused me because I was like, okay, then let me go to 4. But it like, yeah. It's okay. Alright. What is killing me? Damage. Like if I'm using Nebula, Rampart, and Heart of Corundum, and I just die, I don't know what else to say.
And you have shields on.
Is intervention falling you off? Like, intervention's like what, 10 seconds? So it shouldn't, depending on if you're using it early. Yeah, so it shouldn't fall off. Like I said, it depends on how early you're pressing it. Thanks, Mark. Super chamber. Coming up. In partners. Counterclockwise. Yeah, I said counterclockwise and I still went clockwise. Lucky no go that way. There's 2 Dark Towers here. Okay. So I missed the tower.
Yeah, there was no one next to me at 4.
Poor Soph, no one wants to hang out with you. I'll hang out with you, Soph. Next pool, let's
Okay.
go.
Okay. I accept it.
Please don't unless your tower's there.
No, too late. I already committed.
Nah.
Also, I realized Soph's a Viera.
Yar. Back to the way you originally knew me.
I thought it was you here.
Hmm?
I thought you were Highland or Huron when I met you.
No. Pretty sure
Probably
Vieira.
Riera.
I was a Vieira when I was Sylph.
Super chains. And partners. Going right. Out, then in. I would say, I think the line was kind of wonky.
Yeah, I didn't get to my side in time.
Is it Laser that takes the towers after they get dropped on the third one?
Mhm.
Okay. Same color or opposite color?
It's opposite, I believe.
Opposite.
Gotcha.
I think everything is opposite.
So same positions as what you are on. The second one, effectively. Like that's your tower on the third?
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay.
It's just there's like that spread puddles where the people who aren't taking stuff have to go north and south away from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plenty of room.
Yeah.
If I die in this pool, I'm sorry. Okay, never mind.
No die.
Tank south. Also, I thought about using Reprisal there, so that helps out. People don't. Don't you left in the room?
I'll do what I believe.
Super chain. And partners. Go right, and then left and right. Out, then in.
Oh, that was in the wrong spot for my tower. Fuck.
Alright. Also good. Wait.
Eh?
Okay, so Leona and Nyx had light. Correct. Okay. Okay, I got you. Got it. And then to answer the other question earlier, real quick. People die. The lasers was Anna and Nix. Alright. Stupid Mike. E.
I do think the tower and the laser look too similar.
Yeah.
Like absolutely a design flaw.
It's like, sure, they were all like having fun in games with Nisi colors, but when it comes to this, it's a pain in the ass. In Protean. In and Protean. We're going left.
That was too far.
In and out.
Let me real quick move my status enfeeblements.
Why did you die? How would you die? Alright, so you were light laser, Noah, so you should be in front of the red group. And you were behind all of us. Like, like you were behind Anna, Vic, Zani, me, Nyx. The only person that was on the right side was Leona, because Sylph was dead.
Woo!
But I think didn't we establish that we were gonna do what was it, expedient after the first one? So I think that's the thing. Because we don't. Well, I was gonna say I don't think we had expedient in that pool. Let me see. No, we didn't. Okay. E.
It's just gonna come down to getting used to the movement because
Yeah.
once we get to the point where we're comfortable with it, you'll know well in advance where you need to be for the next chain and where to go. It's just getting familiar with. My suggestion would be instead of worrying so much about hitting your buttons, it's getting used to when we get into the first position, looking at what your buff is and where you're moving to next. And then once you get comfortable with knowing exactly when to look at that stuff, then you can worry
Yeah,
so much
healers
about.
kind of don't have that luxury because we're taking a fuckload of damage during all that. So if they miss healing buttons, we're dead. Anyway.
Right, but we're going to be dead anyways because people aren't doing the mechanic correctly. So what does it matter?
Yeah, it's just knowing where you have to be, basically. And like I said, I'm trying to call out, I'm trying to do my best to call out where do we have to move, so that way you don't have to like look at the arena where to go, and it's just like moving to where you need to be at while you're looking. Because I feel like it's fine to look at like the ground and the party list, so that way you know what you have. So that way, when you get to your spot, then you know, like, if you're the laser, then you're in front. And if you're the beam, or, you know, if you're, like, the light group, then you'd be on the light side, you know? Speaking of which... Oh. I am so sorry. It's alright. Super Chain. It's gonna be in and Protean. Then we're going right. out, then in. Wait. And go in. It's alright, it was a bunch of hours. Yeah, it's really quick how everything goes off. So it's like I said, like when we were moving to the second orb, you just gotta see what your thing is, because when we get to the third one, everything has to be like really quick. The spreads, the towers, and soaking the towers. Oh, thanks, Sal. Sorry.
Shit, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. I looked at the towers too soon. Or the tethers too soon. Made a determination based on that.
Why I appreciate you, Rich.
We died together.
I was wondering where somebody was, and then he just magically appeared, and I was like, bless.
Thanks, Sal. out, partners. You're all the way out. Then we're going left. Out, then in. Out, 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 in. You died of damage. I know I died by auto attacks. Let me see. Oh. Um. I would. It could be either or. Like you, yeah, you were kind of like. You were the second lowest HP person because I was the first one. Because I was half HP, and I know to the wrong spot, so yeah. No, you were lined up, Vic. You were fine because you were the beam, so you were in front. It's just that it's either like you died because you already took damage, or you died because all of us were not soaked in because Noah was out. Yeah. So that's left. Thanks, bro. It's okay. This is light rampart. Or light rampant.
This is not bad. Thank fucking god.
Fuck light.
I hate the
rampant.
shit out of it, but it is not bad.
Yeah. The Super Chain Theory is.
A bit.
Saying south. Hi. Uh, Alright, Super Chain. Out Protean. Then we're going right. In, then out. Close. I think like Noah died in the beginning, yeah. Let me see. You were dark, so you're on the right. Oh. I think you probably saw Leona, and you went where Leona was, and Leona was on the wrong area, but Leona moved in quick enough, and you were 2 out, basically.
Yeah, I like just barely dodged it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, so this, what was it? Other than, I would say, like, other than the first, never mind. All right, I'll keep looking at it. Because I don't say, like, usually the second orb is in. I think we had one that was out, so yeah.
For the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it can be either or, right?
Yeah, I believe so. But
Because if it's out, that's really. Well, I don't know. I don't remember.
I would say, like, because like I think we had a poll earlier that it was out, or I could just be thinking.
Or was
like,
that because we went the wrong direction?
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, okay. That's probably it, because we went the wrong direction. But yeah, the second orb, we're always gonna be in, so we just use the orb as our, like, how close we gotta be, you know, not be far out.
So, was I wrong, or okay, just late?
When you first got there, you were wrong, because you were way out, but then you adjusted quick enough, basically.
So, I was fine, just late.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt like Noah and Nyx moved to you instead of Sylph, because you were out. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, I tend to look for the fruit, but
Yeah, it's okay. It's just one of those things. I'm like, okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm doing my tech stuff at the same time.
I got you. In Proteans. And we're going left. In, then out. All right, we'll do one more. We're gonna break. Tank fight. Yeah, let's say how I think you're pressing it too early. Out and partners. Be all the way out. Then we're going left. Someone with the red was
Yeah,
not there.
it's me.
Died.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
My back hurts.
Alright, we're going break.
Fix my clothes.
I need to fix my clothes too. Damn, Sonny left. Alright. Well, we need a new melee now. Don't worry, guys, I got this.
And then we get another physical range.
How do you know I was gonna go machinist, Leona? Well, you know me too well.
I'm just saying, the fact that we've had 2 melees for 2 consecutive tiers is a fucking miracle with our history.
Yeah.
Alright, be right back.
Someone posted in Discord saying that they got the Astropy whistle? Astrope? I don't know how to pronounce it. They got that whistle. And I still need like 700 more to get it. Oh. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back.
All right. I just want to say, if I die, I die.
From spoiled creamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be fine.
I don't think you'll die. You'll just feel ill for a few days.
It's also not like it's something, unless you're a fucking psycho, that like you're using a shitload of it. So if you just put a little bit of expired dairy in your coffee, it's not gonna fucking kill you.
yeah.
So
You'll wish you were dead if you get really bad food poisoning, but you won't be dead.
it's cream. Yeah, cream.
Yeah, I mean it can expire, and if you get food poisoning from expired dairy, that really fucking sucks. But you'll live.
But I'll say this again: if I die, I die, and and I'm saying that after what Leona said. And by die, I mean like I'm not gonna feel well.
Oh, right.
Like it's half and half, or it's like that fucking international delight shit.
Mm. I don't think it's happened now.
How expired is expired?
I'm gonna pull.
When you found out it was expired and poured it into the sink, did it come out in chunks?
No. It's no. Huh?
Jesus.
I think it's the opposite of it being expired. Is that how new fucking cows are born? Like, from expired milk?
Thanks, South.
Yep. I'm done.
I'm just gonna walk off.
But hey, I
now.
lived. That's a good thing, right?
For now.
I didn't die to the
I'm
auto
the same
attack.
dick. That fucked me up.
Out and Protean. Then we're going right. In, then out. Out. Be on the right here. Here's fine. We're fine here. There we go. Alright. Tanks out, party in.
Owie.
And they
Hitting the Samba.
no wonder I've been dying.
Was earlier. Just less than
Out, partners. Then we're going right. Out. It's out first. And then
I had a toe in me.
what's up? Where do we the two towers drop? They drop it on left light.
Light left, red right.
Red right, yeah.
The only time your position matters, like for the original clock spots, is if you have the spread. And in which case, range just go backwards, and I think melees go forwards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the laser, you probably, if it's in first, you could just stand in the middle and wait for the towers to go off. Or no, because you have to go out. You just want to position yourself so that way you're near your tower. but you won't have an AoE, so you don't have to necessarily spread. It's just, I think it's role based too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go to Narnia with my spread.
Yeah, just towers need to be on their sides. Not on.
Answers on pull. Divine by my guiding hand.
Thanks out. I'm assuming that Noah took your spot. Is I can... Yeah. Oops. Look at the domino effect happen here. Vic was in the wrong spot. Noah was in the wrong spot. Then got shot and killed.
I'm not tipping this waiter. I'm kidding, I'll tip every time you use the button.
I mean, you don't have to tip if you're getting bad service, so. Thanks, Sal. See? So you pumped up your waiters. Super Chain Theory. So it's in Protean. Then we're going right. Out, then in. Out first. In. Out. My tower was on the south side. What the fuck? Okay.
Fucking bullshit. I wasn't in that.
That was so far away. Thank you, Studio. South. Super Chain. In and Protean. Then we're going left. In, then out. Out. Mm. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for the beams, it's gotta be up. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say something.
Was it about
Yeah.
the light beams?
I don't think so. I think it was just a mood thing. Alright. Yeah, he did. But I don't think it counted, so. Nope, not away. What are you talking about? All eyes on me there. Same stuff. I'll look after this.
Making sure you catch Samba too. Though I don't think that's what makes a difference.
There we go. That should be it. Alright, let me see here. Okay, so let's see, I have Noah's thing. I have regen. I have divine benefit. Divine benefit. Okay, now I see Aqua Veil. No. Oh. I mean, if anything, Hannah's thing was gone before. What is it called? Intervention? Okay, so you use it when the first laser happens, basically, right? Because that's when you threw it. Okay. Alright. Wait, why? Wait, really? Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna pull. Oh. Out and partners. Then we're going left. Then in, then out. Out.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Okay, I think people with spread kind of stood close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, my theory shall be proven as fact.
It's the 2 range go back and the 2 melee go forward for the spread. Right?
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
Or just the fuck away from everyone else, but
Yeah.
like it doesn't have to be super rigid, just don't drop it on everyone.
Let's see here. Hannah, you were spread. You don't get a tower. Yeah. No, the person is just the. It's just the that's for the second part. The second, like the lines that you're soaking.
The laser, I think, the people who aren't soaking towers after the second one, if you have the little man, it'll go away. The people with the lasers, I believe it turns from the laser to the person.
No, it doesn't go away.
No, the people who have the man and the second one, that I believe goes away.
Well,
but
that's
it's
what
the
I'm saying.
people with the
I don't
laser, theirs turns into the man when they get hit.
But the
No, no,
laser
right?
is still the person who wants to take it.
Right, but I'm saying that when that laser debuff changes to the man.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, yeah. So if you have the man, no. If you have the man icon, you don't get the tower.
Only take the tower if you had the laser for the second one.
Yes.
But I think it's still going to look like a little man icon.
It will change
Yeah.
into a little man after the lasers go off.
Right.
So that's where it gets confusing. So if you have the little man prior to the lasers, you don't take it. But if you're the laser, you'll take it, but your debuff will change
Right.
to the man.
You're
Yeah.
not reading the debuff at that point. You're
Yeah.
determining whether or not you take a tower by what you had for the second orb thing.
Yeah. And in this pool, it was Vic and Sani that soaks the tower.
Is that even like, in theory, could one of the spreads take the tower? It's just an organizational thing?
The thing is that
Or is it the spread that kills you if you also take the tower?
I think that's the case. Is
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's because we have spreads. That's what it is.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, only the lasers will be the tower soakers, yeah.
Yes.
The 4 little mans prior to that have the spread marker, that you will only spread. Your little man will dick off to Narnia and you
That's
won't have
what
anything.
we're calling the little.
The little man will go away.
That just sounds funny.
So yeah, I mean, it's just like they were saying, the best way to do it is just remember, if you get the laser, don't think about the man, just think about you had laser, you soak tower.
Yeah.
If you have man and not laser, you're spreading. I believe the spreads will always be on the people with the
Hold on.
little man to start.
Hold on. The two. but 2 of them have a debuff. Well, that's the thing. So in this pool, we had the little man, and we also had the spread. That's still regardless that we don't. I mean, regardless, we still don't take the tower.
I just feel like all this talking is making it more convoluted.
Okay.
I mean, if somebody fucks up the lasers, does it?
Let's see.
So all the
Me-
DPS were spreading.
So it was me, Noah, Leona, and Vic on the right side.
But based on that, it looks
Actually,
like
no.
all
Sorry,
of the
sorry.
people
Stani was on the
spreading
right side.
also still have the little man. They just also have the spread debuff, so they can't go in the tower.
The laser went wrong, and I'm surprised you kind of lived, Sylph, because you went with us, and you had the light tower. And
Oh,
you didn't die.
then that maybe is why I fucked up.
But hold on.
I think DPS absolutely will want to take towers if they had the laser previously.
Okay, so let me see this. Okay, that's what Sonic posted. I'm waiting for what Hannah shows. Well, I was gonna say the laser will. I mean, you're gonna have a look and regardless before and after the laser.
Yeah.
If you have the spread buff, you will never take a tower. You will never be dropping a tower.
Mm-hmm.
The DPS
And
in
it's-
the picture don't want to take the tower,
Right.
but there are cases where the DPS will be taking towers.
It will always be by role. So either all supports are going to be spreading, or all DPS are going to be spreading.
Okay. So. Okay. Right. No. Okay. So hold on.
I'd honestly take
No,
the
no,
man
no.
out of. I would take the man out of it.
Okay. I'll help you out. All right. So if you look at the image that you posted, right, the off tank, right, has the little man, but the reason why he has the little man is because he was the laser before. Your laser becomes the little man.
This is genuinely just making it more
At the same
confusing for them.
time, if you look at the icon list on the side, all DPS had the spread. So therefore, even though they have the little man, they cannot get towers. You can get towers. Right. Now, in this pool, you did not have the laser, but you did have the spread. So therefore, you're kind of like in the DPS. So basically, you would be like M1 or M2 at that point. Yeah, if you didn't drop a tower or no.
Correct. If you're not spreading and you're not dropping a tower, you're the soak person.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you're really not wanting to judge that based on what your debuffs and such look like around the time of the third orb. You want to judge it based on what you had during the second one, which is when you're looking at your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like don't worry about the last icon you get. Just when we line up for the lasers, you see what you have there. If you have a little man, when we line up, that means chances are you're not getting the towers and you're not getting lasers. If you have the laser, you are getting towers.
I would also, like, I don't know, like, I feel like we could just take the man out of the equation completely, because the only two, in all honesty, the only two things that matter are
The laser.
if you
and
had the
tower.
laser, well, no, the laser and the stacks. Because if you
Well-
have neither one of those, you're soaking. So if you look at your debuffs and you have the laser, then you know that you're, or
I think
if you have the laser, you know that you're soaking, period.
Yeah.
If you
that's
look
what
at your debuff and you have a spread, you know you're not doing shit.
Yeah.
And then you just rule out what the other one is, which is I have the tower debuff, then I go to the side with the tower, right?
Yep.
The the man kind of doesn't mean anything other than that
The-
second one where you're positioning yourselves.
Exactly.
The little man can get fucked pretty much. I
Just
feel like that's
just
just
ignore the little
complicating
man.
things. Yeah, just I feel like you just ignore the man. Just look for the laser, the stack marker, and the tower. Yeah. Because like they do that switch on the second one, and then that's just gonna confuse more things.
Yes, ignore men.
Ignore men.
Ignore the men. All right. And it's okay, Hannah.
Look at it.
I think we
It's-
just spent like 5-10 minutes trying
alright.
to explain that
Just
mechanic.
I always
Yeah.
just gotta dumb it down.
Yeah.
They put these
We-
things in there to I think bait you, and you just gotta carve it out.
And just wait till we get to the next part. That's
I haven't even looked at the Super Chain
Fine.
2.
Oh, well, Super Chain 2 is the last mechanic. I haven't looked at that yet.
yeah. I haven't looked at it either.
Next mechanic.
Oh, is the next one the platforms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanks out. Tanks out.
Looks fine.
Yeah, I feel like that won't be as bad as Super Chain.
Hey. Hi.
Hi.
Out Protean. Then we're going right. In, then out. Move out.
Oh, that wasn't out enough.
Good job. And never mind, someone missed the tower.
Yeah, I was supposed to soak the
Alright.
left tower, but
That was
my
good,
toe
though.
was in it.
Yep, you ignored the
Man
man.
ignored successfully.
Down with the man. Something, something.
Man confuses people.
Men do confuse people.
It's alright.
Little man. How did they fit a little man into that icon? Release him. Let him be free. That's it. I need to make a Free the Little Man t-shirt.
No, he can stay there for the trouble he's caused.
Yeah, I was about to say. If he's mana and everything.
Alright, then we need Team Little Man shirts. And non-Team Little Man shirts.
Out Protean. Out and Protean. Then we're going right. In, then out. Move out. We're gonna swap once. Alright, group south. Tanks more. Tanks in, party out. Tanks in, party out. Alright. AoE. Alright, Paradigma 3. Let's go.
Do I remember this? Ooh.
I like how now that we told Hannah to ignore the men, like we got prog.
Fucking men, right? Every damn time.
It's just one thing.
Mansplaining his
Oh, no,
little
you-
icon.
Okay.
Spread out to see.
What?
How do you tell which ones are fucking? Oh. So I have these.
Alright. So, Paradigma 3, it's always going to be the supports that have the icons. DPS are going to be in the middle.
That's reductive.
Here, I'll
Yeah.
screenshot.
I
Yeah.
was looking for the thing, like, as I'm explaining.
Oh, let me
The
see.
screenshot would be helpful, except
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm. Unless somebody beats me to it, I'm posting. Let's pull here real quick. Crap.
Oh, I like this.
Come on.
Alright, I'm gonna screenshot my version. Got it. Here we go. So the plus is always going to take the northwest platform. The X is always going to take the southeast platform. And then from there, like we can have like for the tower people, I would say, how they had it? I think it was prioritize.
Main tank is left and off tank was right.
Yeah, but
The men
I
are
think-
always on DPS. You don't have to worry.
but I'm trying to see, like, in the pool that we had, I think if me and Hannah had the mark, because if it was like me and Nyx, for example, then it would be, you know, tanks left, healer right, whatever. Is what I would say. Alright, let me see here. Okay, so then it is, I believe it's both tanks that will get it. Either like the markers or both tanks will get the powers. Okay.
Yeah, and the plus and the X are fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alright, so in this example, Nyx, you'll take where the main tank is if you have the tower. And then Noah can go where the off tank is. Looking at the images. That's a first slot. Yeah, exactly. So if you have the tower, you're gonna go where off tank is. If you have the, and if you have the plus, you go northwest, and if you have the X, you go down right. DPS will basically stretch out their tether, and I think like the safe spot is like being on, kind of like on these numbers kind of thing, but you want to aim it not to the person that has to take the tower here, because
person in the tower also needs to just make sure they're also not standing
yeah.
like scoot your butt. But yeah,
So other than that, when the platform leaves, the first thing that's gonna happen is all the lasers will shoot, and then the towers will go out. And then after that, the hard thing is that, like, if okay, yeah. If we have two of the same towers, then the off tank and Noah will have to bait their tower closer to the edge, so that way the like whoever's on the left side can take the tower.
I'll grab a screenshot of it. Will it always? The way he makes it seem like in the video is, it's always going to be the same color.
Yeah, that's what like he said it sounded like.
Oh,
But
sure.
if any case, if both people have different colors, just still be in the same spot and just take the tower from there.
I posted another of the tower baits.
And then pretty much like range 1 and range 2 is do a priority, like Vic, Sani, Leona, Sylph,
We can also just call it out.
Yeah, I'll let Vic take care of that. Okay.
Well, in that case, like, I feel like melee could always just be in the middle tower if they're on that side. And
No, how it's supposed
well,
to be
that's-
is whoever took the cross tether, the one that's not straight across, goes to the middle tower.
Yeah, you could do that too. It's whichever.
So then,
really.
yeah, because if 2 range get it, then we have to do priority system, and that's a shitload messier than just doing the cross tether.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like if it's 2 range, then you know we all know that you want melee than anything, even though still prioritizes it, but should be last. Should be fine.
yeah, don't mind me.
Let's just do cross tether. Bitch.
Okay. All right. Cool one. Pre-eating. I think the Crim is kicking in.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Huh?
Nani?
Fine.
Maybe I should go back. And partners. In and partners. And we're going right. Out first. Out. Move in.
You just stay on the side of the orb
The laser man.
as when you took the laser, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's usually the same side, yeah. Don't fall for it, Hannah. Remember, ignore the little man.
Little man can't hurt you. He's not real.
Tanks out. I know how so feels. I was by myself.
But
that I might become divinity manifest. From nothing I mold life. You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
Super chain. Out and Protean. Then we're going left. Out. Out first. Out. Go in.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
I don't think that was really your fault. I was too close to you. Like, too close to where I knew the tower was gonna be. I should have been more towards, like, the back, just to get out that way.
Show me your all, that I might become divinity manifest.
think so. Chain. In and Protean. Then we're going left. In, then out.
Well, that light down way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because you're a tower doesn't mean, you know.
Please don't go to Narnia with the towers.
Waiter ran off with your food.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, my tower's right over here. And then I saw Vic and I was like, wait a minute.
It was both of them.
Yeah,
Oh, were they
Sonny was like
both?
way up front.
Yeah, it was.
with the
Yeah,
tower.
I think it was both Vic and
And I was
Sonny.
like,
Yeah, they both ran up there. I'm like, okay.
Little dog took off.
They took
Went
it
to the
too
dog
literal,
park,
saying ignore the
some
little
shelf.
man.
Show me your all, that I might become divinity manifest.
In and Protean. Then we're going left. In, then out. Out. Okay, on this side. We're swapping ones. After the first one, yeah. Swap. Stay. Okay. Tanks out, party in. Alright. AoE. Yeah, I should move back to the middle. Alright, Paradigma 3. Ooh. Okay. So the pattern was different, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. It's gonna either be that pattern or flipped, right? I can't
Yeah,
imagine
from the
there's
looks
any
of
other
it.
pattern.
Alright, we'll do one more. Let's go. We'll, a little bit more on, what's it called? Spirit Chain.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're not on one of the platforms that has like the tethered orb thing on it. That's what makes it look like. It's a little hard to see.
I mean, it's the outer and the inners, so people with the plus X's are always on the outside or south. And the DPS are always going to be on the inner two. With whoever's got the towers.
Buh?
We got nothing.
It's alright. Spirit Chain. Out and Protean. Then we're going left. Out. Out first. Out is first. Move in. You got a little man with tower. Well, yeah. Did you have the beam? Because the beam gives you the little man, but we're not like, what's the word? We're not acknowledging it. Yeah, we're ignoring it. Yeah, like the thing is like, if you have the beam, you do your thing. Because when it shoots, it's gonna give you a little man. You don't care if you have the little man or not. Because at the end of the day, you're still gonna get the tower. Because you have the beam. So that's why we're saying like, ignore that little man.
Vic, I feel like if it's out first, then in, the two people with the towers should just stay.
Yeah, like, if it's out, then in. Yeah, the towers can stay in, but just be on the left and right of it.
Your like attempted endpoint should be like go out, but then go in on like the west or east, depending on your tower, relative to like the orb of the boss. Like where you want the tower, ideally, is where you want to be, like on the inner AoE.
And don't worry about everybody else, because everybody else basically are spreading anyways. And the only one that should have been like close, I guess, is gonna be the beam people, but
I feel like the hard part is with the people who don't have the spread, but they need to be close to the tower, but not too close, because once the tower drops, they're gonna get hit. It might be best for those two people to just be north-south, because the melees, whether you're the tanks or you're the melee DPS, should be moving far into the boss at that point for the spread, so you should be able to move north, and it's the same for south, enough that you're not going to get hit by the towers, and you're not going to get hit by the spreads while waiting to go into your towers.
oh, like when you have the beam, yeah.
Well,
I mean, like, when you're the
it's
beam
for the
person?
people who are soaking, right? Who have they aren't dropping towers and they aren't spreading, but they need to find a place to sit when everything's going off to wait to go into their towers.
Well,
I mean, you can be by the spreads either on like the.
Well, that's what I mean, like, because the south spreads are going way south and the north and the melees are going way north into the boss. So between there and where the towers are, you should be able to stand.
Yeah. You just
Like-
don't. Literally, no one wants to be where the towers are supposed to drop, which is why the
Essentially not
towers
being
need to be
east-west,
dropping
just
at
be
predictable
north-south-ish.
pace.
yeah.
A
But I was
little
gonna
bit
say,
forward
like,
or a little bit back.
yeah, but I'm saying like since we know that it's role based, like the thing is that in my example, if I have the spread, I'm always gonna be like at the opposite side of the boss, because I had to pretty much like align it, whatever. So that means like Vic is like safe to be close to being taking the tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that Vic does that as well when he's the spread, you know. So so they're fine. Like the melees are, you know, they're fine. They're just making it a little harder than they make it look.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
making sure that there's a place for the people who are soaking the towers to stand when the towers are being dropped. Because
Well,
you're
actually,
waiting
hang on,
for
hang
the
on,
tower
hang on.
to drop, so
when
you
the
can go
tower
into it.
drops onto the whoever's baiting it there, I don't think it does any AoE there.
I
Because
could've-
fucking
No,
like
it does.
made a mistake.
It does.
and
No,
right
it
there,
does.
really?
Because
Yeah.
Nyx died. I literally have it where me and Nyx went to the left and stood with me and took the tower hit.
Yeah, you can take damage.
And Nyx died. Yeah.
It's not huge, as they're saying, but it's.
Okay.
You just want to make sure you're not too close that you're getting hit by it, but you're not also like getting hit by the spread people, but they should be far enough south and north that
Okay.
relative to the boss that they should be able to kind of stand like slightly north, slightly south of the middle.
And I think-
If it's in, and then if it's out, it's a little bit more sketch because you're getting pushed towards those people with the stacks.
What was it?
Well,
Or the spreads.
that's kind of not an issue because you'll be ideally moving and into your tower by the time the spreads are going off, and then the spreads will be away from you at that point.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I stood right on top of Sani one time when a tower was dropping on them.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
I
if
got
any
mixed up.
case,
No.
like looking at the picture that Hannah posted in the memory discussion, like just being on, you know, Athena's like right wing, whatever, is like a safe spot for the people who have the beam, since like when it's out and in on the AoEs, and you have to bait the towers in, like the tower people have to aim it left or right, and the beam people could be like right there on that wing and be fine.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So that's actually wider towers than I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that works. Like semi-cardinals. But that's only really if it's the in then out. If you're trying to do that out then in, you're gonna get probably fucked at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's out or in, the only thing difference is the towers are closer to the two.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But yeah. Anyways, good job tonight, guys.
Yeah, good
and
prog.
we'll go again tomorrow. And
Y'all
y'all have
good
a good night.
Fucking Christ, they were just making it so much tedious and convoluted than it had to be, and I will see you tomorrow.